How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Toolbox Murders. This is from 2004, directed by Tobe Hooper, and stars Angela Bettis, who you guys may remember as the lead of the movie May. Really cool to see her in this. We also have Brent Roam, Rance Howard, Sara Downing, and keep an eye out for an appearance from Sheri Moon Zombie. That's always pretty cool. But anyway, this movie is a reimagining of the 1978 film The Toolbox Murders, and I have to say it's also one of Tobe Hooper's most underrated films. I mean, when you talk about Tobe Hooper, everyone's gonna reference the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Salem's Lot, and Poltergeist. And then if you go into more of the cult classics, you'll get things like Life Force, The Mangler, Eaten Alive, and The Funhouse. But I feel this doesn't get talked about near enough because this is a pretty fun movie. It's more of a reimagining than a remake of the Toolbox Murders. It keeps the gist of the storyline that there's a Californian apartment building with a guy running around it killing people with tools from his toolbox, but other than that, the story and characters are pretty different. But in general, I really like this new direction. It's big, it's fun, it's over the top. It's the early 2000s, so we're all trying to be super extreme and cool, but for real, this movie has such a sense of life and fun behind it. The apartment is super creepy. It's this big old building with lots of history. It's got these cool, like, saturated colors. Like, the cinematographer did a really good job. It's old and grungy and creepy and has mysterious symbols etched all over it. It's a place with history and you know something's going on there, but it also has a good sense of life as all the characters in this movie, even just the little minor B characters, all have their own personalities and you can feel them buzzing around this apartment. And then when it comes to the horror, again, they are trying to be big, loud, and over the top, and overall, this is just a super, super fun movie to watch, and it's a shame that people don't talk about this as much. I know the people that have seen it and liked it are constantly feeling this way, constantly going, why don't more people talk about Tobe Hooper's Toolbox Murders? And I feel the same way. It is quite an undiscovered little movie. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say it's perfect, and I don't want to oversell it or anything. The movie does have quite a few tropes of the early 2000s, the way it's cut with kind of this flashy editing style, a few jump scares that are a little more on the cheesy side, and yeah, there's some humor in this movie, but not gonna lie, at times it can be quite silly, but that's again, part of its charm. I like that it's silly, I like that it's fun, I like that it's okay with being big and over the top. And yeah, I really do love that energy and I love that momentum. And overall, I really do recommend this film. Maybe if you're film snobs and if you kind of groan at movies getting a little cheesy, maybe you won't like it. But if you want something fun, if you want something legitimately fun, for real, go check this movie out. It is a cool thrill ride. But all that being said, I do want to break down and analyze it a little further, so from here on out I will be talking a bit about the plot. I'll be breaking down and analyzing a few things, but I'll try not to ruin anything major, and I won't spoil the end, so no major spoilers, but from here on out, a bit more of a deeper dive. We start off meeting Angela Bettis' character, and the idea is that her husband is a new doctor, so he kinda has to do a lot of the work. You know, the hospital's going to force him into those late nights because he's the new guy. They had to move for their job, so they're in a new apartment, and because of the job, she's left alone for a lot of the time, alone in this super, super creepy rundown apartment. And again, as I hinted at the top, the apartment's so super cool. You get the paint with that nice olive green and some reds and yellows. The saturation and the darkness, something about about it. Like, the cinematography really does pull off that grunge, and this apartment would feel right at home in like a Silent Hill game. So a really cool, creepy place, and plus it's under renovation, so you do get the ladders and the tarps and the things like that. But the apartment, even though it's creepy, it is alive, and the movie does balance that out, where the apartment can feel like it has these creepy empty spots, but also feel like people are still running around and it's very active and entertaining. And again, all the side characters are super fun as well. You get some young actors hoping for parts, you get an older actor who's kind of been through this all for a long time, the noisy fighting couple next door that constantly fights and makes up over and over again. There's this girl who's jogging that she kind of makes friends with. And then of course the hotel staff as well. You get the friendly doorman, and you also get the landlord, and the landlord is a really fun scumbag character. You can tell he doesn't want to work or fix things, and he just kind of wants to keep everyone quiet. Any little thing that goes wrong, oh, it's just the building's character, don't you worry about it. A really funny character there. But of course, things start to get creepy, especially when she's alone. She'll hear yelling and screaming on the other side of the doors, but after a few false alarms, people don't believe her anymore, and she starts to worry that maybe something is up, and she's like the only one, I guess because she is an outsider, that can pick up on, hey, there's something wrong here, maybe I should investigate. And I really do love the investigation. Finding out about the apartment's history, I think at one point it was a hotel, and they say, oh, the Black Dahlia stayed here, there was a mysterious guy that built the place, and why are there these symbols etched all over the hotel? What do they mean? Are they some kind of clue? But then of course we do have the killer that pops up and will yank people away in some really good, gruesome, and over-the-top sequences. And we of course get this handyman character, Ned, who does a good job at being creepy, but we're pretty sure he's probably a red herring, right? You get him running around, you get people getting killed, and you get Angela Bettis kind of figuring out that, yes, we are indeed in danger. But I also like the idea of how it plays with murder in an apartment. In the original Toolbox Murders, the murders are found out really quick. In this one, they say you never really know what's going on in your neighbor's apartment. You live right next to them, you're just separated by a wall. But when you get to that point where you can excuse screaming, someone could get killed in there and you would never even know it. And the idea that the people's bodies would be right on that other side of the door, that's super creepy. And the idea that a lot of them are actors who had to abandon their old life, is anyone still checking up on them? Do they know anyone in this new town? There's a lot of cool ideas that Hooper plays with this, and again, there is that sense of energy and life behind this movie, and I absolutely do love it. And when we start to turn over these bigger and bigger pieces, it does escalate, and this movie just gets funner as it goes along, and I really do like that. By the time you get to the end, you have some major reveals. Things get pretty crazy in this movie, and I really do like it. Now, in regards to the original, the nail gun scene in this one isn't near as good as the first, and we don't have anything like Cameron Mitchell's speeches. But that being said, this is just put together with so much more polish, and unlike the first, there's never a dull moment. There's just so much energy and life in here that I have to say, as much as I love the first Toolbox Murders, this one is definitely a step up. One of the few remakes that I think passes the original, so that is super cool. But I know that this isn't everybody's cup of tea. There's going to be some people that watch this and think it's absolutely silly, so again, it's not for everybody, but it's something that I can appreciate, and I know a lot of other people can. And if you like those kind of cheesy mid-2000s horror movies, this is such a good example of what those can be like. And again, I know it's kind of campy, but I like it and it's fun, and I definitely think if that sounds like something up your alley, check it out. This is, again, super underrated, and I wish more people would talk about it. So yeah, Toolbox Murders is a recommendation from me. I hope you get a chance to check it out. Cool film. All that being said though, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. If you guys want to see me talk about more movies kind of like this, you should be able to find them there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Playlist here. Have a good day now.